Hello, friends. Welcome back to Get Happy, Be Fit. Today, we're going to talk about emotional/comfort eating. I had an experience recently where two of my very good friends and also personal training clients were dealing with the loss of a pet, and I know how absolutely heartbreaking and difficult that is. It's a feeling I honestly wouldn't wish on anyone, let alone my close friends. So Todd and I sent them pizza and cookies, and they thanked us and joked about how hilarious it was that their personal trainer sent them cookies and pizza, which is something most personal trainers would not encourage you to eat. But here's the thing, y'all. There is a reason comfort eating is a thing, because food can be comforting. Our brains release happy chemicals when we eat, especially when we eat highly palatable things like pizza and cookies. Biologically, this is because our bodies want us to eat because eating keeps us alive. Just like I've said before, even the things we view as bad are always our body trying to keep us alive and protect us. But we have to be cognizant of the times our bodies are trying to do something that doesn't actually serve us in our modern evolved states. So just like with alcohol, prescription drugs, or anything addictive, it's important to eat responsibly. The majority of the stressors we experience now in modern times are not physical stressors that require us to have excess body fat to survive famine or difficult winters. But our bodies will still treat them that way for a lot of people, which can drive consistent emotional or comfort eating. This is the point where it becomes an issue, when you can't control it. And unlike alcohol or drugs, you need to eat to survive. So it's not like you can quit food cold turkey. So finding balance is extremely important. It's important to know that if you struggle with emotional and comfort eating, the food is not the root of the problem. The eating is not the root of the problem. It is the underlying internal issue or stressor that is causing your body to want that comfort to the point that you feel out of control. There is a difference between someone who is able to recognize their pattern and have control for long periods of time, even though they may want to comfort eat, and someone who day to day can't muster the willpower not to and constantly beats themselves up for it. This is a form of disordered eating, and society is not terribly forgiving of it. 9 times out of 10, it is simply looked at as a willpower thing or simply making the decision to eat too much every day, which for a lot of people, it is, but not everyone. Having a lack of motivation and feeling panicked and completely out of control are two very different things. It's interesting to me that when a thin person talks about eating a pint of ice cream and an entire pizza after a breakup, people think it's cute. But if an overweight person does the same thing, or even half of that, people shake their heads and say, "And you wonder why you're overweight." There is a lot of shame surrounding food for people who struggle with emotional and comfort eating on a daily basis, but there should never be shame attached to food. I strongly encourage anyone who is dealing with that daily, uncontrollable urge to comfort eat to find a good therapist or even a support group. There are so many professionals who deal specifically with this issue, and if you've gone a long period of time trying to fix this problem on your own but haven't had luck, it is probably time to seek the help of a professional. It sounds daunting and scary, especially if you've never been to therapy or have had a bad experience with therapy in the past. But once you find the right therapist, there is so much comfort and support there. It's worth sticking it out and finding the right one. For those of us who are able to resist but seem to keep slipping back and feeling shame, deal with that shame because, again, there should never be shame attached to food. Food is not your enemy. Your body is not your enemy. And it can be this vicious cycle because sometimes the intense drive to comfort eat will come after making the decision that all comfort eating is bad and foods you love are completely off limits. And this can oftentimes be remedied by creating more balance and eliminating that all or nothing attitude. It's okay to comfort eat sometimes. It's okay to have higher calorie foods you love in moderation. A lot of times when we know we can have those foods again at some point, that panicky feeling is brought down, which brings the internal stress level down, keeping our bodies from having a biological response to that stress. And if stress drives you to comfort eat, it makes sense to say that you will have less urges to comfort eat, or that at the very least, the urge will be easier to overcome. So remember that comfort eating, in and of itself, is not a bad thing. If you do it responsibly, you can control it, and it's not a constant escape from reality. There is nothing wrong with comfort eating when you're sad, hurt, or grieving. Remember that balance is always key. Food is not your enemy. And if you need it, seek professional support because it can be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. So eliminate that shame and always eat responsibly. All right, that's all for today.